In this video, we're going to be talking about Joao Pedro and why it was vital for Chelsea to sign this young striker this upcoming season. Now, obviously, people are going to talk about where is he going to fit. We will talk about that in this video, but the things that we need to look at first is depth. This is one of the big reasons why Chelsea constantly have been buying all these players. Now, before we get too far in this, it's obviously a big issue with not just all the matches the clubs have been playing this past year, but all the games we're going to be playing in the future, not just in the Premier League. We have the Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, and who knows what the following next couple seasons look like, because obviously with the Club World Cup this summer, Chelsea have been constantly playing game after game, and we need more players. And obviously Chelsea, you could knock Todd Bowley, but it seems like he's making some smart decision by signing some of these younger players and players that play the exact same position but also are very versatile. Now, obviously, looking at Joao Pedro, had a phenomenal season at Brighton the last 2 years, and he is a guy that can be very lethal when he's in front of the goal. Now, that's not to say he doesn't still miss his chances, because he has. Let's be real here. Being a young player at 23 years old, though, he still has a lot of potential to be a great striker slash left wing player, and that is one of his main roles, is playing in that left position. Now, yes, he can drift into the central position as a normal striker, but he does play better as a left winger, and this is something that can be very important for Chelsea, because what he actually is capable of doing, and I don't think everyone really realizes this when they watch him play, because they always look at goals and assists, is how he's able to drift into the middle of the field and carry the ball or receive the ball, almost playing as like a false nine sometimes. And what this will actually do is, because it will create these pockets of space in between the midfield and defensive line, and this is a place that actually Cole Palmer loves to thrive in. So the fact is that we can have two players sitting in between that position makes a huge difference, because those two players can ping the ball off each other and find different players that are making the runs into the box. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to start every single game, because again, I think we're looking at our tactics, looking at the formation, it doesn't make sense to always start Joao Pedro. But if we are playing some teams that, again, sit a little bit lower in that low block and we want to be more aggressive, more attacking, it makes more sense to start Joao Pedro over the likes of Neto, probably, because Neto, great player, but he uses more of his pace. But if teams are sitting back, that pace will not do as much as we want and what we need. That is where Pedro really does come in and can be a very flourishing player, because like I said, he can drift left, he can drive with the ball, he can receive the ball, he can create opportunities, and like I said, he's very good at understanding where players are making runs. Now, I'm not going to say he's like Cesc Fabregas, because that man is on another level when it comes to passing, but some of the passes this guy has made at Brighton have been very high level elite passing. And the fact is, he's playing for Brighton, so some of the players that he's passing the ball to, again, Mitoma, who's again a great finisher, still struggled. Some of the passes he was making to some of the other players should have been goals that should have ended for Brighton, but it just did not happen. Now at Chelsea, I think with Liam Delap, he can definitely link up very well with this player. And with Liam Delap too, we all know how he likes to push out to that left side, but also can be very central. So both of these players can actually crisscross over patterns, so they can by themselves do overlapping runs, almost like playing with two strikers. And if we do play with two strikers, Cole Palmer can drop in that 10 position. So again, what this is going to allow Enzo Maresca is different tactics throughout the entire match. We're not going to be stuck in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-4, depending on what we want to do sometimes. We can actually move these players throughout the entire pitch, and it's going to be very difficult for teams to actually defend, because if Joao Pedro does rotate more into the middle, Cole Palmer rotates in the middle, Cucurella pushes up, that's going to overload certain areas of the pitch. And again, teams are not going to understand how to defend this, and this is going to be very difficult, because if we look at all the other players around, then if they are constantly being aggressive, pushing forward, we're looking at Enzo, we're looking at Cancelo, we're looking at Lavia, all these guys can be also very creative. We are now looking at a very creative side for Chelsea. We are not just relying on Cole Palmer, which obviously that guy can be very creative by himself, but if teams are able to shut him down, Chelsea now have other facilitating factors that can play the ball into the box, find our attackers, find players inside the box, and create more chances for us. So as they close one door down, we're able to open up another one. As we drive with one area, we're able to switch it and drive down another lane. There are so many different key aspects that Joao Pedro does bring to this, not just the depth like we talked about earlier in this video, but also his creativeness and obviously his goal scoring finishing. These are huge takeaways that Chelsea will need next season with us competing for the Champions League and obviously the Premier League, because what we've seen with this side is this team definitely has the capabilities of being a very exciting elite team. They have all the capabilities. We are now finally getting all these players to finally gel and play well together, and because of this, we just need a few different added pieces, a few depth players, which again I think Joao Pedro will be for Chelsea, and these players can step up when they need to, or again allowing Enzo Maresca to flip the switch when he needs to in a match, and therefore again find the goals to keep us in the game, or again to kill the game off. Either way, this is a huge signing for Chelsea, and they'll be very happy by the end of the season by signing Joao Pedro. I do know, what do you guys think about him? Do you think it's a great signing, bad signing? Comment down below. I'll be quickly to get to those as quickly as I can. If you did like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video.